Hi everyone. So in today's video, we're talking about how you're actually missing 90% of local searches for the services that you offer in your area. And I'm going to be showing you the hidden Google Maps strategy your competitors don't know, which you can actually know today. The shocking reality, the cold hard truth you need to understand is Google allows 10 categories on your Google business profile. Most businesses use just only one. You are invisible for 90% of relevant searches. Your competitors with worse reviews are actually beating you. Here's a question that's going on that's going to make you sick to your stomach. What if I told you right now, as you're sitting here, that potential customers are actually searching exactly what you're offering? But Google isn't showing them your business, not because you're not good enough, not because your reviews suck, but because one simple mistake that takes 5 minutes to fix. I'm talking about something so basic that 9 out of 10 local businesses get it completely wrong. And here's the kicker. Google actually wants you to do this right. They are practically begging you to take advantage of this. But most business owners are too lazy or too ignorant to actually do this. By the end of this video, you're going to discover the single biggest opportunity hidden in plain sight on your Google business profile. And when you fix this one thing, don't be surprised if your phone starts ringing with new customers within days. The Bellflower Plumber story. A real case study, David versus Goliath. Bell Plumber had 10 reviews. Competitors had over 1,000 reviews. Guess who's ranking number 3? Let me hit you with some numbers that's going to make your jaw drop. Google actually allows every business to choose up to 10 different categories on their Google business profile. 10. But here is what blew my mind when I analyzed 500 local businesses last month. The average business was using around 2 or 3 categories, not even up to 5 categories. Most were just using the main category and calling it a day. A plumber will just put plumber and think they're done. A lawyer will just put an attorney and wonder why they're not getting calls. Meanwhile, the smart plumber down the street who's getting all the emergency calls is got plumber, drain cleaning service, water heating installation service, emergency plumber, all listed. Guess who shows up when someone searches for emergency drain cleaning by 2 a.m. in the morning? This isn't rocket science. It's just that nobody thought you this. Your competitors didn't know it either. Which means right now, today, you have a massive advantage versus sitting in front of you right now. And I want you to follow with me. So Google algorithm actually loves that, okay, each category will give you more visibility search. So they've given you an actual, it's more of like they've shown you a bone here. So it gives you a broader coverage, it gives you high relevance scores and better local authority. This was a search I made earlier, I was trying to point you guys to. And this is exactly how it appears here on the Google business profile. This is exactly how that search appears here. As you can see, most of these companies are having to take reviews. This is the company I was talking about. That's just 10 reviews. And if you go down, you would actually see people with 132 reviews, 7 reviews, 79, and I could actually see one with almost 1,000 reviews. If you go on to the next page, you'll see businesses that has even better reviews than them. They are not even ranking anywhere. So that's exactly what we're talking about. So why this plumber is actually getting ranked on Google for this particular search term, other than other Google business profile that are actually getting even more reviews. But every rule you've ever heard about rankings, some persons will tell you this competitor is actually dominating everywhere in each search. That's what every SEO expert actually tell you, and will tell you, right? That more reviews equals better ranking. But here's what actually happened, that The person that is actually ranking number 3 in Google Maps with just 10 reviews in that area, they didn't have that spot because they had more reviews. It was because they were doing things right, what the other businesses weren't doing. So the difference here is something that your computer isn't doing. They hadn't even 10 categories onto their Google business profile such that they are able to show up for relevant search. And when people search for your businesses, you have a higher click-through rate on Google. That's just basically how it works. So the category manipulation, multiplication effect, one category versus 10 categories, one category visible for 10 to 100 searches, then 10 categories, it's visible for 500 to 1,000 searches. That's 10 times more opportunity. 10 times more opportunity. Google loves algorithm anyway. So here's why this works. And it's simpler than you think. When someone actually searches for drain cleaning in Bellflower, Google looks at all the businesses and asks, who's specifically offering drain cleaning services? If your business profile only says plumber, Google thinks, well, they might do drain cleaning, but I'm not sure. But if you have drain cleaning service as one of your categories, Google says, bingo, this business specifically does drain cleaning. It's like the difference between walking into a store and asking, do you have what I need? Versus walking into a store that has a big sign saying exactly what you're looking for. Which store are you more likely to trust? Google works the same way. The more specific you are about what you do, the more Google trusts you are the right business to show for those searches. And trust me, Google wants to show the right business. Their reputation depends on it. Every category you add is like putting up another neon sign that says, yes, we are doing this specific thing. It's free advertising that most business owners are too lazy to set up. So let's talk about the math for a second. And don't worry, this is actually simple math that would make you even more money. When you have just one category, let's say a restaurant, you're visible for maybe 50 to 100 different search terms. Restaurants near me, best restaurants, stuff like that. But when you add 9 relevant categories, pizza restaurant, Italian restaurant, family restaurant, takeout restaurant, catering services, now you're suddenly visible to 500 to 1,000 different searches. Think about it. Someone searching for pizza delivery might never find you if you only have restaurant listed. But if you have pizza restaurant as a category, boom, you show up. Here's the beautiful part. These aren't random searches. These are highly targeted, ready to buy customers looking for exactly what you offer and capturing them with 5 minutes of setup work. I had a restaurant owner who did this last month. Within 2 weeks, his delivery orders increased by 40%. Same food, same location, same everything. The only difference, he went from category 1 to 8 categories on his Google business profile. We'll talk about the multiplier effect. Don't stop at just categories. List 30 plus specific services. Each service equal to more visibility, more categories, more competitors. Actually list only 0 to 3 services. You'll dominate the long tail. Now, here's where we separate the amateurs from the professionals. Categories are just the beginning. You only need to list your services, not just a few services. I'm talking about 30 or more professional services that you offer. Most businesses list 0 services. The smart ones list 3 or 4. But here's what happens when you list 30 plus services. You start showing up for incredible specific searches that your competitors can't even dream of ranking. Let's go back to a plumber example. Instead of listing just plumber, you list water heater repair, toilet installation, garbage disposal repair, pipe leak detection, faucet replacement, sewer line cleaning. You get the idea. Now, when someone searches for garbage disposal repair near me at 9 p.m. on Sunday night, guess whose name pops up? Yours, not competitors who was too lazy to actually spend 15 minutes listing all the actual services they actually do. This is what I call the long tail domination strategy. You're not just competing for plumber, you're dominating dozens of specific high intent searches that your competitors don't even know exist. The AI shortcut work smarter, not harder. AI can find all categories in minutes. AI can list all services automatically. AI can write all descriptions. Why do manual when AI can do this in less than 5 minutes. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds great, but I don't have time to figure out 30 services, 10 categories. Good news, you don't have to. AI can do this in about 5 minutes. I'm going to give you the exact AI prompt we use at our agency. You just plug in your business type and city, hit enter, and AI spits out every relevant category that service you should be using. It's like having an expert local SEO consultant working free for you. Here's the prompt. You're a local service expert. What categories and services should be added to a Google business profile for your business type in the city? List all the categories and the 30 service. Be specific and include the variation of customers you actually work for. So I'll quickly drop the prompt right here so you could see. Let me say new talk. So I'll quickly put in a search right here so you could actually see exactly the prompt I'm talking about here. So here's the prompt. So basically you can actually pause this video and copy this prompt and use it for your case study anyway. So that's exactly, it's actually going to take you not more than 5 minutes and you have everything you need. No more excuses about not having time. No more wondering if you're missing something important. AI does the heavy lifting. You just copy and paste. The business owners who uses this shortcut are already getting ahead while your competitors are still trying to figure out what a business profile is. Another thing you have to actually understand is the real numbers here. Let me give you something real numbers from real business who've implemented strategy. Sarah owns a dental practice in Phoenix. Before fixing our category and services, our Google profile was just getting around maybe 2,000 impressions per month. After adding 8 categories and 35 services, our impression jumped up to over 6,000 per month. That's a 300% increase in impressions she has in a month. The visibility increases. But here's what really matters. Her phone calls doubled. She went from booking maybe 15 new patients per month to around 35 patients per month at an average value of 1,200 per month. That's an extra 24,000 in revenue every single month. From 30 minutes of work, let me repeat that. 30 minutes of work is generating an extra 24,000 per month in revenue. Tom runs an HVAC company in Dallas. Similar story, he was getting maybe 5 calls per week from Google. After optimizing his category and services, he now gets 15 to 20 calls per week. 15 to 20 calls per week. His business has grown so much, he had to hire 2 technicals. He actually has to hire 2 technicians. These aren't miracle stories. This is what happens when you stop competing with your hands tied behind your back and start using every advantage you've got. Basically, like you start using every advantage that you've got. It's something you actually want to understand about doing. Another thing we actually want to look at is what your competitors are clueless about. What your competitors are actually clueless about. Here's the best part about this strategy. Your competitors have no clue. They are still living in 2015 thinking they can get even more reviews. That's the secret to Google Maps domination. They're spending thousands of dollars on SEO consultants who tells them to write more blog posts about the history of plumbing or 5 signs you need an HVAC maintenance. Meanwhile, you're going to leapfrog all of them with 30 minutes of setup that costs you nothing. I analyzed the top 20 plumbers in Bellflower last week. Want to know how many were actually using 3 categories? 2, that's it. 2 out of 20. That's only 18 leaving money on the table every single day. This is like showing up to a race where everyone else forgot to wear running shoes. You don't have to be the fastest runner. You just have to not be barefooted. The window won't stay open forever. Eventually, some smart business owners in your area is going to figure this out. When they do, they're going to dominate your local market. The question is, will that be you or will that be your competition? So basically, I understand this is a very tedious work. It's not easy for you to do. So here's your homework. And yes, I'm calling it your homework because If you don't do this, you're choosing to stay broke while your competitors get rich. Step 1, use the AI prompt I gave you to generate 10 relevant categories for your business. This takes 2 minutes. Log into your Google business profile and add all these categories. Like literally add all of these categories. Step 3, use the AI again, generate 30 plus specific services for your business. Another 2 minutes. Add all the services to your Google business profile. This takes 10 minutes. Fill out all the sections while you're there, business descriptions, photos, hours, everything. This takes another 10 minutes. Total investment is just 30 minutes maximum. And here's what happens next. Within 7 to 14 days, you'll start seeing more impressions in your Google business profile. Within 30 days, you'll start getting more calls. Within 60 days, if you track your numbers like you should, you will see measurable increase in new customer. This isn't theory. This isn't hope. This is proven repeatable systems that work in virtually every local market. The question isn't whether this works. The question is whether you actually do it. I can actually help you dominate your search for whatever it is you do. I've just given you a strategy that most SEO companies work. They charge $2,000 a month for just this particular service, and I'm giving you this completely free for you to implement. You could take what I've shared and go do it yourself right now, and honestly, you should. But here's the thing. What I showed you is just the tip of the iceberg. The Google Business Profile Optimization is just one step. There are 6 more steps in our complete local guide domination system. If you want to see how deep this rabbit hole goes, I'm offering something I normally charge for $300 for a complete audit of your online presence, completely free. Here's what happens on the call. I'll personally review your Google business profile, your website, your local rankings, and your biggest competitors. Then I'll show you exactly what's holding you back and give you step-by-step plans to fix it. This isn't a sales call. I'm not going to try to sell you anything. I'm going to give you even more value for 30 minutes that most consultants give you in 6 months. Why? Because I want to actually see what's possible when you work with someone who actually knows what you're doing. If you like what you hear and want help implementing everything, great. If you want to do it yourself, that's also fine. Either way, you walk away with a clear roadmap to dominate your local market. The link to book a call is below the video. Fair warning, I only do a few calls this week, and they book up real fast. You're serious about growing your business, grab your time slot now before they're gone. Your competitors are hoping you ignore this. Don't make the same mistake. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.